And then Tony says, it sounds like a setup. He's laughing. A setup means it's like they planned it a little bit. Like they're pretending that this is spontaneous. They're pretending there's no plan, but actually they had a plan. Actually, they planned to call Tony, and they wanted to come over with the camera and do this film. So Tony's joking. He says, sounds like a setup. It means sounds like you are kind of joking with me a little.
Yeah, I told John it was an intervention about his glue sniffing problem.
So, come over and sit on my lap.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so then Frank is joking now, and he says, I told John it's an intervention about his glue sniffing habit. Okay, so he's joking. Glue sniffing, you guys, you know glue, right? You sticks two things together. Well, some people, some crazy people actually, will put the glue in a bag, like very powerful glue, chemical glue, and they sniff it, and it makes them feel kind of high, right? It's also really, really terrible because it destroys their brain. It's one of the worst drugs, actually, glue sniffing. So Frank Kern is joking about his friend John. He said, it's an intervention about his glue sniffing habit. So habit means addiction. So an intervention is, it means sometimes if someone has a drug problem, for example, in a family, people will try an intervention. What is that? It means everybody in the family will get together at the same time with that person, and they will all try to convince the person to stop using drugs. The moms, the dad, brothers, sisters, friends, cousins, aunts, uncles, bosses, everybody comes in a room at the same time, and they talk very strongly to the drug addict, and they say, you must stop, you must stop. We call that an intervention. So, what is Frank joking about? He's joking, he's saying, John has a glue sniffing problem. He's a glue addict, and he's bringing him to Tony Robbins to help him with this problem. So they're just joking. So, you know, friends joke about this, especially men will joke like this sometimes. And then Tony says, sit on my lap, sit on my legs, and I will help you, John, and help your drug problem. So they're just joking. None of this is serious.
So we were doing some talking, and the big problem in our industry we think is a bit of a mystery. No one has the exact answer. We were actually talking about trying to...
So he's saying we were doing some talking. It means Frank and John were talking together. And he said there's a big mystery, there's a big question, something in our industry. Their industry is, again, internet business. So they're having some problem, and they want to talk to Tony about this problem because they want Tony to help. Tony's an expert in psychology, right, and motivation. So this is the problem they will discuss. And you can see that John Reese is a more serious guy, right? Like Frank Kern, super casual, joking all the time. Tony is he's a little funny too, but John Reese, he's kind of a serious guy.
Figure it out that, you know, so many people in our market get these courses that, you know, him and I both, for our own respective businesses, spend.
So he's saying, so many people in our market, so many internet business people, get our courses. These guys make courses. They have classes and courses about how to make a successful internet business. And what he's saying, and what he's going to say, is that people get their courses, they buy these courses, and they're great courses. I have one of Frank Kern's courses, very, very good. But he's saying the problem is, many people, most people in fact, buy the courses, they get this great information, but then they don't use it, right? They have the tools, they have the information, but then they don't do anything. It just sits there. They don't watch it, they don't use it. So now Frank and John are asking Tony, what can we do? How can we help people take action? All right, let's keep going.
Hours and hours of time, you know, recording these, you know, building these education products, these training products to show people how to grow a business or build a business. But
So he's saying we spend a lot of time recording these courses, making these products to help people learn how to grow a business. So he's saying we spend a lot of time and we work hard to make these courses, but then a lot of people, the majority, most, don't actually use them.
there's this large segment of our customers in our
There's a large segment, a large group of our customers.
market that we're in that really don't get results.
So he's saying there's a large group of our market, again, our market means our customers, that don't get results. They don't succeed. And the reason is they don't really use it.
They don't do anything,
They don't do anything.
or they're just, for whatever reason, it's not for them. It's just,
He says for whatever reason, it's not for them. Maybe the course is not good for them.
we were just talking about how great it would be if there were just, so many more success stories, right? Like,
So he's saying they were talking to each other, saying it would be great if there were more success stories. They want more people to succeed with internet businesses. They really want to help people.
If everyone who actually bought stuff, not necessarily just our stuff, but all of the stuff within our community, if the people who bought it, if everyone who bought it just actually used it, and just followed the direct.
So Frank is saying, if everybody who bought these courses, their courses and also other people's internet business courses, he says, if everybody who bought them actually used it, so many people would be successful. So he's saying it's terrible because, let's say 1,000 people or 10,000 people buy these products, but then maybe only 10 or 20 actually use the products and step by step do everything. And they succeed, they have great success. But the other people, the thousands of other people, they get the products, they get the classes, they put them on their desk and they never watch them, or they watch them but they never do it. And so they're frustrated. They're just like, we want more people to succeed.
And followed through. How amazing that would be, like what we would accomplish as a community.
I think it'd be amazing if everyone followed through, if everyone took action.
If that happened. So our challenge is, what needs to happen, what kind of shifts need to happen to get people to follow through?
So he's saying our challenge, meaning our problem is to find out how to shift people. Now, to shift means to change in this situation. They're saying, how can we get people to shift? It means make a change so that they actually follow through. They actually take action and succeed.
To get people to actually use the products.
So he says we want people to actually use the products. So these guys, they're very good at selling the products. They made these great courses for building an internet business. They teach you how to do it. And they also do a good job. They sell a lot of these courses. They make a lot of money. These guys are multi-millionaires, very, very rich guys, very, very successful. So he's saying we're good at making the products and the classes, and they're great classes. He says we're good at selling them, but the problem now is we want people to use them. We're not so good at making people use them. So he's talking about motivation. I have a similar problem sometimes with my English lessons. I feel that my English lessons are fantastic and powerful. I'm a good business person, so I sell a lot of them. But then I know that there's a large number of people who get my lessons and don't use them every day. The people who use them every day, the people who follow my system, they succeed. Go to our member forums. You can read all the great success stories. They're so happy. Look on the comments on my blog, all these great success stories. So happy people. I feel great. I love that. But then I think about, what about the people who aren't doing it? What about the people who get my lessons? They spend this money, and they get my lessons, but then they don't actually use them every day. So I'm like them. I'm like, wow, I want to motivate them. So, right, this is not a problem with the course. It's a motivation problem. It's a psychology problem. And it's the problem they have also. That's why they're asking Tony Robbins, because Tony Robbins is a master of psychology, a master of motivation. So they're saying, Tony, help us. How can we help our customers succeed more and be more motivated?
You're talking about the same mystery that people have of, why does somebody, get that fat or they're out of control and they hate themselves, but then they go have another piece of chocolate.
So Tony's saying, you're talking about a problem that is a big problem in all of life. It's not just these products. It's not just them. And he says, for example, why does somebody get fat, and they know they're fat, and they don't want to be fat, but still they will go eat more chocolate. They will eat more food. They want to be thin, but then they do actions that are making them fat. So Tony's saying, so why? This is a big problem in life, all of life.